Bom dia para quem é de bom dia, boa noite para quem é da boa noite, boa tarde se você veio acompanhar agora no YouTube. Nós vamos falar de yoga e hoje eu tenho um convidado super, hiper especial, direto da Índia, Dada Shubhagananda. I hope I said that right.
Yes.
Para você que está assistindo a gente, primeiro você precisa ligar legenda e depois colocar Translate to Português. E aí você vai conseguir enxergar as legendas. And now I will speak in English. Thank you so much, Dada, for being with us tonight. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine. It's very nice in Brazil. Yeah, I'm feeling very fine.
Well, first of all, the first question that we ask to our guests is about your journey. So could you talk to me about how are you young, how did you meet yoga, and how did you start practicing? And we focus on something called the true will, what things that you love, and say, why do you love yoga? What brought you to this, that you dedicate your life to teaching yoga and practicing yoga? How did it start?
When I was in the school, so I used to sleep in the topmost floor. I used to sleep on the topmost floor. You know, the upstairs, above the floor, above this what we call this above the house. So I was sleeping in the open sky. I used to sleep in the open sky. In India, sometimes it gets very much heat. So in the summer, we usually sleep in the, we sit outside the house. We go in the topmost floor on there and we just sleep there. So when I was seeing the stars and the universe, I was seeing the stars and the universe, and I was feeling some type of the feeling what I felt was the universe is so much big, it's so much vast, and I am not even a single speck of dust. If I compare to the universe, I am not even a speck of dust. And I used to think, oh, what is this? What is this universe? And even I am a single speck of dust, I can perceive, I can understand, I am able to think about the universe. So I had a feeling, so what is this mystery? So I always wanted to know the mystery of the universe. So then I used to think, and I used to stare at this universe, and I used to get enchanted by this universe. So much stars, so much galaxies. When I used to see the top, and I would stare for hours. So what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this beautiful thing in the whole universe? So then, then I when I come to my college, so then one of my friends, they introduced me to some occult practices called hypnotism. They introduced me hypnotism and some occult practice I was doing. So when I was reading these occult practices, so I read some books about spirituality of Swami Vivekananda, and I read the books of an autobiography of a yogi, and I used to read the books of many great yogis. Then I thought, these powers, occult powers, they are only small things, they are insignificant when compared to this spirituality. And after that, so I was searching for my path, and I met Ananda Marga. I met Ananda Marga, and I met my spiritual teacher, and he taught me meditation. So, and from the day, so in 1993, I got initiated in 1993. And after 1993, so in the year of 1995, so I became a monk in 1995. And after 1995, I was in a training of monk for a period of around 2 years in Banaras. So then I was, after 2 years of training in the monkhood and to do these spiritual practices, then I've been traveling all over India, Nepal, and yeah, now I'm in Brazil.
Why did you come to Brazil?
Yeah. Actually, I never dreamt that I will come to Brazil. And I never, even in my dream, I could not think about Brazil. And one of my friends, so he is working in Brazil. So he is one of our fellow monk. So he told me, yeah, please come to Brazil. So we can work here. And I did not have a passport or anything, and it happened. So okay, I produced some documents. I got my passport, and now I am here. So many things in the life you cannot think about it. It happens, and it happens for good.
Well, thank you so much for this interview. We are very honored to have you on this show. And
yeah,
the first question, because most of the people who are listening to us, they do not know anything about yoga. So the first question, before we start to talk about the Ananda and everything, what is yoga and when did it start?
Yeah. Okay, so because to speak with you, Denise was a medium to speak, and Denise is now she is online. So namaskar, Denise. Yeah, okay. So welcome. So what about yoga? So you are asking about what is yoga?
Please.
Yoga is a science. Yoga is a science. So what is this yogic science? So before talking about yogic science, so we need to understand the definition of yoga. So if you try to understand the definition of yoga, then we will be able to understand the science of yoga. So the word yoga, it is made by two words. The first is called yunj, and it is added by the verb in the suffix ge. So this yunj plus ge, it makes yoga. So this yunj means addition. So yoga means addition, or this yunj. So what is addition? So if you try to mix water and sand, so you will see the water and sand, it is separate. You will find it separate. So, but when you mix sugar into the water, there is no, you cannot find any difference between the water. The sugar is completely dissolved. So here yoga means unification. The word yoga means addition or unification. So what are the things which are unified? So we have a unit consciousness within us, and we have supreme consciousness. So there are two things, there are two terms, the unit consciousness and the supreme consciousness. So I, you, Denisi, Gisele, Pedro, Ulysses, all are unit conscious. They are unit conscious. And this unit consciousness, the supreme consciousness, so is the basis for all this. From this supreme consciousness, all the unit consciousness has been emerged. So now this unification of this unit consciousness with the supreme consciousness is called yoga. Yeah, this is the definition of yoga. So the consciousness from which we have come. So we are what we are doing. So that the yoga is a journey. Yoga is the journey to unify ourselves with the supreme consciousness. What is happening is the consciousness. There is consciousness. The consciousness, it gets crudified. It gets crudified into the 5 fundamental factors. So the 5 fundamental factors are the ether, the luminous factor, then we have this the aerial factor, then we have this liquid factor and the solid factor. The consciousness crudifies into the 5 fundamental factors, and this crudifies that by these 5 fundamental factors. So the amoeba came into the existence. The singular cellular organism, they came into existence. And after this, from the singular cellular organism, we have multicellular organism. So then we have reptiles, then we have mammals. So now, after mammals, we have human beings. And these human beings are the most evolved beings in this world, because they have intellect in them. They have the intellect. They have the developed consciousness. Suppose there is a dog and there is a human being, and the dog is there, and if I just telling an example, so suppose somebody hits the dog, and once again they call it, okay, the same person, he calls the dog comes to them, and if he feeds the food, so the dog eat the food and it is fine. But if a human being is there, suppose I scold anybody, I tell bad words to anybody, and that person will get hurt, and he'll become very much hurt. So he gets hurt because of this developed consciousness. So this consciousness, the developed consciousness, is nothing. It is the reflection of the supreme consciousness. It is the reflection of the supreme consciousness. So now a human being can convert his unit consciousness into the supreme consciousness. He, 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 he So I would like to, so there is a, as you think, so you become.
Right.
There is a thing called as you think, so you become. So what happens is, I will just tell you an example. Suppose if you are in Brazil, you can know about Brazil. You can just know about Brazil. So when you go to other countries, you can know about other countries. So your consciousness has evolved to the Brazil, from Brazil it is evolved to other countries. And when you make your, when you go to the universe, when you go to these other planets, so you can know about it, you can know about many things. So you can, it's not about only going. When you read books, when you think, so your consciousness, it goes on develop. Your consciousness gets more and more and more and more and more expanded. So when we do meditation, so what we do, so in this meditation, so we have a word called mantra. We have a word called mantra. So what this mantra does, so the mantra is a word that liberates the mind. That liberates the mind. So what is this mantra? Suppose if I tell insult somebody by my words, so he gets affected. He gets affected. So by only using the mere words, you can hurt some people by using mere words. By using the power of the words, you can elevate this consciousness to the supreme consciousness. And that words are called mantra. So when you hear a beautiful song, if it's an emotional song, you will start crying. You are filled with happiness. Only by hearing the words, you will get emotionally affected. And there are some words which has so much power, it can liberate your unit consciousness, and it can liberate and it can expand your unit consciousness to the supreme consciousness. Such words are called mantra. Mantra means that can liberate the mind. My mind is always with some emotion, some feelings. I have fear complex. I have superiority complex. I am jealous. So all these things, these are called propensities. These are called propensities of the mind. Mind has to express itself. Mind has to express. So if I am happy, I try to laugh. If I'm happy, I laugh. If I am sad, I keep quiet. So the mind has to express through the propensities. So these propensities, they are 50 in number. So hatred, jealousy, and I talked about this. There are many propensities, just like anger, hatred. There are many expression of the human mind, and due to this expression, my mind has become very, very narrow. If I have superiority complex, So my mind is constricted. It cannot grow.
Yes.
If I have inferiority complex, my mind cannot grow. If I have fear complex, my mind cannot grow the fullest potentiality. If I have fear, I cannot do great things. If I have hatred, I cannot serve the society. So the mind has to be expanded. The mind has to be expanded in all dimensions. So in order to expand the dimensions of the dimensions, in all dimension, if I want to expand, so I need the mantra. The mantra expands the mind in every dimension. So it will expand the mind up till this infinite consciousness. So this is called the this is the thing how I expand the mind to the entire, the whole universe, the whole the supreme consciousness. So that is the science of meditation.
The Marga is a kind of yoga, is a school of yoga. You have prepared a presentation to explain to us what it is, right?
Yeah, I'll just explain to it. So I would like to talk about Ananda Marga. Then I will try to let us science of yoga will try to explain.
Okay.
So Ananda Marga means, when you translate Ananda Marga, Ananda means bliss. And Marga means the path. So Ananda Marga is the path of bliss. Yeah, so let us go forward. We can discuss. So I will share my screen.
All right. It is fun in the path of bliss. We have this, what we call true will in Hermetics. You say follow your bliss, and Ananda Marga means the path of bliss. It's very nice.
Bliss. Yeah. So now just an introduction to meditation. So any action we do, so it is mind which initiates action. Something comes in my mind and the mind initiates the action. So the action can be of three kinds. It might be physical, psychic, and spiritual. There are three kinds of action. First action you do physically, second you do with your mind, and third is the spiritual thing. So because mind initiates action, so our own mind leads to bondage or liberation. So if I do any action, so this action should be in accordance to the psychology of the mind. If any action, if I do which is going against the psychology of the mind, then I will experience the mental pain. I will experience the mental pain. So any action we do should go in accordance to the psychology of the mind. So now let us ask one basic question. So what is the basic urge for doing any action? So now there are 12 people. They have come to this. Meeting, Zoom meeting. So we are doing many things. And what is the basic thing for doing any action?
You have to think before to do the action, right?
Yeah, so yeah, why are doing many action? Many people they are trying to climb the Mount Everest,
Okay.
and people they are drinking, they are dancing, and many people are fighting the wars. They are doing many action. So what is the basic urge? So the search for happiness is one of the most fundamental and universal forces which is driving us. So whatever I am doing, I want to become happy. So anything you do in this world, so you want to become happy. Whether you want to go in relationship, if you want to go in relationship, so what is this? You want to become happy. So the main thing, the main purpose, the basic urge is to get happiness. So we want to become happy. So, but what happens is the things which can make us happy can make us sad also. So we think we get happiness by this. So the same thing, it can lead us, it can make us sad. You see in your daily life, you see in your relationship, the same thing which was giving you happy, now it is making you sad. The same friend, he becomes your enemy. So what is happening is, if something happens according to our mind, so we are happy. And when things happens contrary to the mind, we feel sad. So suppose you like sweet very much. You like sweet. When you eat the sweet, so what happens? There is a vibration which goes according to your mind. The vibrations are created in the mind which you like. When you eat something bitter, then it goes opposite to the mind. The vibrations are created opposite to the mind. So these both happiness and sadness, they are temporary. Suppose somebody becomes happy by eating delicious food. So if he eats more, then he will get the problem in his stomach. Then he will become sad. So the happiness and sadness, they are temporary. You see, if you want to drink, if somebody is happy in drinking, he can drink little. If he drink more and more, his health will get deteriorated, and his liver, it will be damaged. So what does our mind want? So my mind wants infinite happiness. So this happiness and sadness. So because if I get some happiness, if this happiness becomes infinite, my mind, I want to become always happy. I never want to become sad. So we are 12 participants here. So just one question. So do you want to become sad or unhappy? Is anybody wants to become sad or unhappy?
No.
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 Everybody wants to become happy, and they want to become happy always in their life. So this infinite happiness, the infinite happiness is, I am searching for infinite happiness. The mind wants infinite happiness. So this happiness, what I want. So I am searching internally and I am searching externally. We are searching both the ways. So how I am searching for the how I am searching in the external world? I am searching happiness in the external world through my sensory organs. Through the sensory organs, through my eyes, through my nose, through my skin, through my mouth. These are my sensory organs. Through the sensory organs, I am trying to get this infinite happiness. But these sensory organs, they have their own limitation. For example, eyes. Eyes. So these eyes cannot see very bright light, and it cannot see the darkness. So my eye, it has its own limitation. I cannot hear loud sound, and I cannot hear very small sound. I cannot hear minute sound. So they have their own limitation. Because of this limitation, they cannot give us infinite happiness. I cannot, if you hear a very good music, so you are happy, but you cannot hear it for the for one day complete.
Yes.
After hearing for 2 or 3 or 10 times, you will get tired of this music.
Right.
Because these sensory organs, they are always seeking the happiness from outside. My eyes want to see outside, my nose want to hear, smell, they see, I want to touch, and everything, these sensory organs, they are always external. They are trying to find external happiness, that which is not possible. So what is happening? So I want to tell you these sensory organs. So if it goes more, and if it becomes more and more external, our mind becomes very much scattered, and we feel more and more dissatisfaction. The more the sensory organs and the motor organs, they are always expressed externally, the more sad we become.
All right.
You see, food, if you take more and more, if you taste by the tongue, you cannot enjoy it. The more it goes, suppose you can try. First, you can eat. You can try to eat. If you try to increase your diet, you can increase. Because the stomach is just like a rubber bag. You can increase it daily. You can increase it more and more. You can become more and more fat. Yeah. So because if it goes more and more external, if you search for more and more external, the more unhappy we will become. So many of the problems, they are answered when we think deep within our mind. So when I become very tired, so what I do, I go to sleep. I give all the sensory and motor organs the rest. So what is happening is, so many of the problems, they are answered when we think deep in our mind. There are many inventions in this world. There are many inventions in this world which have many scientific invention which was not done externally, which they find within their mind. So Mendeleev was trying to find, and he just slept. Then he saw the dream. In the mind, somebody was trying to write the Mendeleev table for him, the atomic table for him, the periodic table. So then when he came out of this dream, so he wrote and he got the Nobel Prize. So there are many scientific inventions. Benzene, Kekule. So he dreamt that a snake catching its own tail, and he wrote this. He made the structure of the benzene. So there was no ring structure in chemistry. So because of this Kekule, so there was a system of the organic chemistry came into existence, and he got the Nobel Prize. So what I want to tell is, the solution are hidden within us. Einstein E is equal to mc square. One journalist, he asked Einstein, how did you find this equation E is equal to mc square? How did you find? He told, my dear boy, by my intellect, I could not find this equation E is equal to mc square. It was an intuitional flash. It was an intuitional flash. So I am always using my intellect. So when you go beyond intellect, so there is intuition. There is intuition. So the knowledge is in the intuition. So when we go to the intuition, we can find problem. We can solve our many problems can be solved by the intuition. So we have this intellect, we have this intuition. So that intellect, there is one good doctor. He's a very good doctor. He has read many books, and drinking, smoking, they are not good for your health. So by my intellect, I know smoking, drinking, all these things, they are not good for my health. But people are drinking, even they are so much intellect, they are drinking, they are doing anything. So intellect, there are many people who are using this intellect to cheat people. Their mind is so sharp, they are cheating many people by their intellect. And this intuition is beyond intellect. So if you develop the intuition, our intellect can be guided in the right way. This intellect is a blind force. So it needs intuition. So how to develop intuition? Our sensory and motor organs, it should go inside. We need to bring our mind, we should make our mind introversial. So, yeah. So that's what, so we have to make our mind intuition. So just trying to explain the science of meditation. So everything in this world is vibrational. I am seeing you. So first what the vibration coming in my eyes, and it is going the retina. It is creating some disturb in the optical fluid, and the messages are conveyed to my brain, and I am trying to pursue with the mind. You, Ulysses, Denisi, I, they have different vibration. Due to the different vibration, we are individual. Because of this, so this everything in this world is vibrational. So where there is a vibration, there is a wave. And each and every wave, it has its own particular rhythm. One wave is like this, one wave is like this. So according to the wave, there are different rhythm. So my mind is also a form of the wave. It has vibration. My mind has a vibration. If my mind has a shorter wavelength, it is more restless. If my mind has a longer wavelength, so it is peaceful. And this vibration of the mind, this wavelength of the mind, they have been measured by an instrument called electroencephalogram. So EEG, electroencephalogram. So these are the brain waves. If I am more agitated, this is the beta wave. And if I am, these are the alpha waves. They are better than the beta waves. There is a delta waves and theta waves and gamma waves. So when you see this thing, more the wavelength of the wave, the more the wavelength, the more the peaceful you are. The more the elongated the wave, the more the wavelength of your wave, the more calm you are. So as an entity, I have the annotative rhythm. So what is this annotative rhythm? The sum of all the vibrational patterns of the physical organs of our thought. So this is like my own signature. I have my own annotative rhythm. You have your own annotative rhythm. Everybody, they have their own annotative rhythm. So this individual annotative rhythm, it vibrates at a particular frequency. So what mantra does? what the mantra does, mantra resonates with the individual initiative rhythm, and it gradually transforms into the infinite line. So this infinite line is the supreme peace or the goal of yoga practices. So this is my individual initiative rhythm. So when I do meditation, I come to next level. My wave is little big, the wavelength is more. Then I come to this, it is more. When I come to this here, it is more, the wavelength is more. So what happens is the mantra means the mantra indicator rhythm, that which liberates the mind is called mantra. So what the mantra does, the mantra resonates with the individual indicator rhythm and transforms in the infinite line. So when it becomes the infinite line, what happens? By mantra, my mind becomes one with the infinite line. So this infinite line, so it is the supreme goal of the practice. So this, if there is some vibration, there is some curvature in the mind, there is restlessness. If the line is the straight line, it means there is no curvature in the mind. And according to the mathematics, two parallel straight lines, they meet at infinity.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we need to make our vibration more and more and more and more and more and more and straight. And once it becomes a straight line, our unit mind, it merges with the supreme mind or the cosmic mind. So this is the science of meditation.
This is really nice. But anyone can meditate.
Before that, before answering this question, I would like to just add something.
Right.
It's fine?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. If I want to do yoga, if I want to yoga or anything, if I want to yoga, any practices, I should know first myself. I should know myself. So if I don't know about myself and I am doing anything, it does not make any sense. So first, I need to know what is my existence. The basics. So always try to go with the basics. It will solve many problems in your life. Go in the basics. So what is the existence of mine? What is my existence? My existence is trifarious. It has three aspects. I have three aspects of existence. One is physical, another one is mental, psychic, and another is spiritual. There are the three planes of existence. I have a physical body. This is my physical existence. I can think, I can express myself. This is my psychic existence. And if I can think, if I can speak, these things which are making me think, which are making me to speak, there is some entity which is witnessing you. Without witness, there cannot be any action. If you witness, then only it is called action. So the witnessing entity is called the soul. So it is your spiritual existence. So we have three things. You have the body, you have the mind, and you have the spirit. You have the body, you have the mind, you have the spirit. So what is yoga? What is Ulysses, we will come to your question. So what is yoga? What is the science of yoga? What does yoga tells? One should be physically fit, mentally strong, and spiritually elevated. There are three things: physically fit, mentally strong, and spiritually elevated. The three aspects has to be balanced. I have to give proper importance to these three aspects of my life: physical, mental, and spiritual. So they have to be balanced. So my body, my physical existence is my body. To make my body strong, what I have to do? I have to strengthen not only my muscles, I have to strengthen my glands. I have to strengthen my glandular system. The glandular system is making me work. If the glands secrete more, if it's secreting less, it is affecting my whole mind only due to the glandular secretion. So in order to keep myself fit, I do yogasana. Yogasana means the physical aspect of yoga. I do yogasana, and this yogasana, it will regulate the hormonal secretion. And due to the hormonal secretion, if it regulates the hormonal secretion, my emotions, my thinking, it gets controlled. It gets controlled by doing yogasana. So this yogasana, or the practice of yoga, people don't confuse yoga and yogasana. Yogasana is physical exercise. So this yogasana will not only help me to become healthy, but it affects our mind. It makes our mind balanced. So the practice of yogasana is a physico-psychic process. It is not only yogasana is not a physical, it is a physico-psychic process. And to keep my body healthy, I need to do yogasana and I need to eat proper food. Two things for the body: proper food and do yogasana. My body can be maintained. And what to do with the mind? And what to do with the mind? So the mind, meditation is for the mind and the soul. So this meditation is for the psycho-spiritual development. Yogasana for the physico-psychic development, and this meditation for the psycho-spiritual development. So when I do this yogasana and meditation, my physical, my psychic, and my spiritual. So in the three spheres, there is progress in all the three spheres of my existence. And by doing yoga and meditation, I am trying to enrich. I am trying to enrich my own existence. So that is the main thing of yoga, is to enrich our existence, to know our existence. Yeah.
It was a great explanation. It's very clear and very practical. And anyone can do these meditations. Is there an age that you can start as a child? Anyone can practice.
From the age of 6.
Age of 6.
From the childhood, anybody can do yoga. And anybody can do yoga. Anybody.
Right. And how do we get in touch with the Dharmanga Institute? That's the one where you teach.
Yeah, now I am in Sao Paulo. So I have a place in Sao Paulo, in Butanta. So this is my Facebook ID, Acharya Shubhagananda Avduta. This is my Facebook ID, my name is Facebook. And so I have my Instagram, so yoga.com Dada Shubha. So I think, yeah, sorry. So it's very, actually I am very much weak in my social, yeah, but you can try to leave some message in my, I am active in Facebook and I am active in Instagram, but Instagram I'm not so much active, but I can see some messages. So we can have a talk in Facebook and Instagram. So we can try to be in contact in this Facebook and Instagram also.
Oh, right. Well, thank you very much for this explanation. I have one question that they always ask us to ask our guests. That from your point of view, as a yoga practitioner, what do you think happens to us after we die?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Somebody was asking here about the karma.
The karma.
Yeah. Somebody here was asking about the what is the concept of the karma. Very good. Let us try to answer here.
Yes, Pedro asked it.
Yeah. So it is a very interesting topic. So what happens when I die? So now, so let us start. Okay. So now, how much old are you? Just trying to ask.
I'm 45.
Yeah, 45. Yeah. So 46 year before. 46 year before, where were you?
Don't know.
So the whole philosophy, it explains three things. From where you have come. First thing is from where you have come, what you should do, and where we will go after death. These are the three things the philosophy is trying to explain. Every philosophy is trying to explain these three things. So what happens when I die? So first, let me try to explain this way. Whatever I do action, I get a reaction. Isn't it?
Yes.
Any action, it has its own reaction. And when the reaction is there, it has to be expressed. It has to be expressed. Suppose you work in any company, you do an action, and after 30 days, you get the reaction in the form of money. In the form of money, you get the reaction. This is just one example. So suppose if you don't get the money, if you don't, okay, the people, they, if you don't get the money, so the money is in the company account. It is there. They will give you back. It is there. No need to worry. It is there in the place. So whatever action I do, so I get a reaction. Suppose if the action is not expressed, so the reaction will be stored in your mind in the form of, it will be stored in the mind in the potential form. And I have been doing many actions for the past many lives. So why I am born in India? So there was some potential, so these potential reaction. So normally they are called karma. So, but we call as samskaras. Karma means action. So because the reaction in the potential form are called sanskaras. And because of my sanskara, I am born in India. I don't know. And because of the sanskara, I came to Brazil. So why are you born in Brazil? So everybody, they have their own sanskaras. They have their own samskaras. Means they have their own reaction in the potential form. A man is going on the road. He's going, and somebody comes and hit. He's going on the footpath, but something happens to him. He dies. We don't know the reason of the death, but it was his reaction in the potential form. Some people, they are born blind. What they do, they did not do any wrong, but it was the potential, it was the reaction of the potential in the past life. So we accumulate so much reactions in our life, in our day-to-day life. We do many actions and we accumulate many reactions. And this reaction, they form a particular impressions on the mind. If I think crude things, if I think only of eating, in the next life, I can be born as a pig.
Oh.
Because this human body, it has got its own vibration. If my mental vibration, if it becomes cruder, it becomes cruder, it cannot adjust with my physical body. My physical body, it has got a particular type of vibration. And if I think more crude, my mind becomes crude. My mind cannot adjust with my body. And it has to be born as a pig. If I am greedy, if I am very much greedy, in the next life, my mind becomes degenerated and I can become an ant.
You can go back that far.
Yeah, because the ant, they always acquire, if I'm greedy, I always acquire things. So these ants, they have the tendency to accumulate everything. So according to my mental condition, so when I die, what happens? This my mind travels in the whole universe. When I die, this, and because of my previous action, my mind has become a particular type of vibration. According to the vibration of my mind, I will get my next life. I can be born as an animal, and I can be born as a human being also. So according to my vibration, I find my womb. I can be born in the womb of a human being, anywhere, yeah. So the main thing is, the mind is dynamic. It has to do actions. If we do good actions, my mind will become subtle and my mind will progress. If I do bad things, my mind becomes crude and my mind will become degenerated. So the mind is a dynamic. It cannot remain in a particular phase. It has two planes of movement. The mind has to become subtle or crude. It cannot remain in the neutral stage. So by doing meditation, we are going in the plane of subtlety. Mind is getting more and more and subtle. And if we don't do meditation, our mind will become crude. So doing meditation is the necessity of our life. It is the goal of our life to do meditation. And by doing meditation, we try to evolve our mind. Evolve, and try to, the maximum evaluation is the merger of the mind into the supreme consciousness.
That is, they say that we escape samsara.
Yes, the samsara means this world.
This world.
I just like to answer one question.
All right.
Just like to one answer. Is necessary to have a specific kind of food to practice yoga? So whatever I eat, it becomes my cell. Okay, Damayo, I will try to explain your question next. So whatever I eat, it becomes the cell of my body. And this cell, it has got its own mind. Each cell has got the own mind. Each and every cell in our body, it has its own mind. So the food is categorized into three qualities of food. The first category is called static food. The second is called mutative food. And the third is called sentient food. Static food will make our mind dull and crude. Examples of the static food: non-vegetarian food, eggs, onion, garlic, mushrooms. This type of food will make our mind dull and it will make our mind crudified. So the second thing is, called mutative, means it makes your mind more and more, it will create some, it will make your mind more and more, what you call it, brings more speed in your mind. The mutative food, so this mutative food. So, mutative food, the example of mutative food is chocolates, more chocolates, coffee, tea, more spices, more, all these things, ice creams, more ice cream, eating more ice creams. This will make our mind more active, hyperactive. So this type of food are called mutative food. And the third type of our food, sentient food. Sentient food helps our mind to think and to act better. Fruits, vegetable, grains. So this type of food will make our mind more and more sentient. It will help our mind to think better. It makes our mind calm, composed, happy, makes our mind to think better. So this type of food are called these are called the sentient food. And this type of food, sentient food, this is very, because whatever we eat, it becomes our own cell. So if we eat rotten food like flesh, and the mind will become very dull. Mushrooms, they don't have chlorophyll, and they get the energy from the decaying wood or decaying particles. So because it gets the energy from the decaying wood, the same mentality, it affects our mind. So whatever we eat, we have to think 1,000 times what we are eating. So the eating, it has a profound effect on your mind. Even if your mother cooks your food, it is very tasty. And the same food you eat in a restaurant, it is not so much tasty. So if somebody prepares with love and affection, it becomes more and more tasty. So it is not just about food. You have to think what type of you have to cook your food in a very lovely way, and the means of food also should be very much fair. Yeah. So this is regarding the food.
Yeah. And I have a question for Damian. He said, from a yoga perspective, when we have sex with a person, what happens to us energetically?
Here, when we have sex with a person, what happens to the yoga? Yeah. So see, this having sex or anything, it is just like a normal function, like eating, sleeping. It is one of the function, everything. So what we need to do is, for family person, those who are having family, those who are having family person, those who are husband and wife or something, there should be moderation in every aspect. There should be moderation. So because what happens is, the food you eat, it becomes blood, then it becomes flesh, then from flesh it becomes bone. So when it transforms, so the most good particle, the cream of blood, it becomes flesh. The cream of flesh becomes bone. The cream of bone, it becomes bone marrow. And the cream of bone marrow, it becomes the lymph. It becomes the lymph. And this lymph is the food for the brain. And the lymph provides it provides nutrition to each and every glands of your body. So what happens is, suppose if they engage in sex more than 4 times a month, this lymph, there will be a shortage of lymph in your body. You will not die. We will not die, but we will become intellectually down. We cannot progress in the intellectual life. So we need to have moderation in each and every. So this lymph is the food for the brain, but it converts into sperm or ova when they have sexual feelings. This lymph will convert into sperm or ova, or these reproductive juices. So the lymph is limited. The lymph is very limited. You can use for your sex, or you can use for your evolution. You can use for your intellectual development. It depends on you. Yeah.
Yes, it's.
And it is not a sin. It is not a sin to have sex. Sex is okay. Sex is okay. So, but for the sannyasis, because in our tradition of monks, so we are told. We are told to use this energy in a different way. So, but those who are husband and wife, those who are family, those who are family person, they can have no problem. It is just like eating. There is no sin committed, but moderation is the key word in everything. Eating, sleeping, sex, anything, do it in moderation, so that you can evolve yourself.
Thank you so much. I will just say goodbye to the people in YouTube, and then we'll talk with you. They will open the mics here.
Thank you for the patient hearing. Yeah.
And we'll see. E para vocês que estavam acompanhando a gente até agora, então não esquece, dá like, segue o canal, vai ver a página do Dada, e a gente se vê de novo no próximo bate-papo Mayhem.